Welcome to winMoJo.co. My name's Phil. Today we're going to be starting our new series. This is going to be a series for beginners. So if you're somebody who has some experience with using computers, but it's not your strong suit, you normally need somebody to kind of help you get things set up and get things going. This might be a good video for you. And we're going to basically delve into Windows 7 and what you would do if you got a PC and brought it home brand new with Windows 7 installed. A lot of times this is going to be a laptop that maybe works on wireless. We'll have to address that a little differently because I'm actually using a desktop here. So, but basically the concepts and the things that you're going to want to do are pretty much the same. This is the main screen for Windows, the home page when you first get it. It's pretty vanilla. Depending on where you bought the machine, you may have other software showing up on your desktop that were installed by the manufacturer. HP, Dell, those guys tend to install softwares that are native to them, and or they've installed softwares that are trial versions of something that they want you to try. Often you'll see this with antivirus programs and things like that. But what you're looking at here is actually a virtual PC, fresh install of just plain vanilla Windows 7. And we'll kind of go through the basics of what you need to do first and foremost when you get your machine. I would go more into depth on why I think you should remove a lot of the trial softwares from the preloaded systems. But for right now, I want to keep this as simple as I can, and we'll just go from there. First thing you're going to want to do is click on your Start button, go to All Programs, and then you're going to want to run the Windows Update. Now, if you just got your PC, you're probably got a vanilla version of Windows 7. Maybe it has Service Pack 1 at this point, probably does. But even since Service Pack 1, which is a collection of fixes and updates that have come out since Windows 7 was originally released, they have added more since then. They're constantly upgrading the software. They're constantly plugging security holes. They're as more people try to exploit the software, they discover weaknesses in the software. As we like to say in the software development world, nobody tests software like users. I don't care how rigorous your testing programs are with professional testers. Stuff is always going to get out into production, out into the real world, that was not intended or was never meant to be used in the way it ends up getting used and exploited. So you're going to want to click on this link here, check for updates. Now, I have gone through this already because there are a ton of updates that are out there for Windows 7. Even though it's very new and it's the latest and greatest, there have been lots of fixes and they've done a pretty good job at enhancing it. Normally, this will be yellow if there's updates, and it'll say Install Now, and there'll be a button over here. You'll go ahead and you'll click that button, and you'll let it do as many installs as it needs to do. You'll probably just click it and walk away. Maybe take 30, 40, 50, an hour. You just never know. Depends on your speed of your download, that the connection that you're using to download. It'll probably need to be restarted several times. Go ahead and do that and keep coming back to this screen and keep clicking check for updates until you come back to this, you click check for updates, and you get this. Windows is up to date. It's got all the stuff you need. That's step one. Once you get to this point, the next thing is going to be, we're going to talk about antivirus software. Now, a lot of systems come preloaded with like a 6-month trial of, say, like McAfee or Norton or another popular paid for antivirus program. Those are all great softwares. You can go out and look at reviews on antivirus comparisons and that get done by folks like PC World and different magazines, and you can go around their websites and see these reviews. If you decide you want to have a paid for antivirus, hey, you get what you pay for. You're going to get a quality product, especially if you've gone and done your homework and looked at the reviews. I use a free product. It's called Avast. And I've already gone out to avast.com. If you're a home user and you're just using it on the one machine, you can get a free license. You have to re-up that license every year by just putting your email address in and re-registering, and giving them some demographic data like age, where you live, etc. And they give you the software for free. It updates automatically on a regular basis. You don't have to do anything. And it's a really nice little piece of software. I've already downloaded it and installed it. and I've already registered it. Again, all you have to do is register it with an email address and some demographic information, and you get it for free. And this will automatically upgrade on a regular basis for you. So there's another program that comes pre-installed on it's also your friend here, and that's Defender. Well, I'll show you it. It's Windows Defender. You click on that, it'll pop up. This runs in the background at all times and helps filter out more so spyware. Spyware that basically malicious software that sits on your machine, collects information, sends it to the nefarious folks out there who write these horrible little programs. They're not quite as destructive as a virus would be, where it's trying to physically attack your machine or force your machine to perform functions like using your mail program to spam all your friends the virus and keep it spreading. Those kinds of things are what you want the anti-spyware for. This is more for just regular software that can sneak into your machine when you visit websites, especially if you're not very savvy, and can get in your machine or when it's not protected and collect information and send it around that you don't really want out there. Between these two products, I've had very good luck. The third piece of that puzzle, however, is common sense. Be careful where you go on the internet. And I'll show you another thing here on how to protect yourself even further. When you first log into Windows, you're probably going to be in an administrator account. You're going to probably ask you to put in your name and all these good things. I'll show you a couple ways we can customize this, but let's go to the control panel, and then I want to show you the user accounts and family safety section. User accounts come in a couple flavors, so let's take a look at this. You go into user accounts, and we're going to see winMoJo, and it's an administrator. That means an administrator can install software, uninstall software, make changes on the machine, write to the registry, which is probably a little bit higher level kind of thing than you need to know, but it's basically a log of all the stuff that can and can't be done with the machine, or all the software that's installed on the machine. If you want to protect yourself online, and you're not sure where you can go, where you can't go online, having a virus program, an anti-spyware program, and then setting up yourself a user account and logging into that user account is really the way to go. But right now we're in the administrator account. We're going to create a password for our account. We want a password on this account so that when we log into the machine, we have to type in a password so that just nobody can get in there. You will put your password in twice, and then you can put a password hint. I recommend it be a password that's got numbers and letters in it, and something you're not going to forget, something you use all the time, but not something so simple as like your dog's name. If you're going to use your dog's name, combine it with your nephew's birthday. Something you remember. Even that's kind of a little, easy. Somebody who knows you could probably figure it out over time, but it's going to be a little more complicated. So I've created a password here for that. And while we're at it, let's change our picture. Let's customize this a little bit. We're going to change our picture, and I'm going to browse for more pictures, but here's all the icons you have. I have already put an icon on the machine, and it's right here, winMoJo. And that's the logo I want as my user account for the administrator. And then that's going to be all the changes I need to make for this account. But you also see there's parental controls. You can set up other accounts and install parental controls if you have kids using the computer. That's a whole nother ball of wax. We'll talk about it later on. So that's kind of where we're at on this. Let's go ahead and close this out now. Let me close this one out now as well. Let's go back in the control panel again. We're going to go back to users. I probably shouldn't have closed that so quick. Let's add an account. Let's add a user account. We're going to go to create new account, and we're going to call it winMoJo user. You're going to call it whatever you want. It's going to be a standard user, not an administrator. Standard account. Can use most software and change system settings that do not affect other users or security of the computer. This is another layer of protecting yourself when you're online. So we're going to go ahead and create this, and we're going to go click in here, and we're going to change the picture again. Password change picture. And you can install a password on this one as well. I recommend that you do. But for the sake of this demo, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to click that one. That sounds good. And then manage another account. Okay, now, when you're installing software, making updates and things, you need to be logged in as the administrator. We're going to go ahead and keep ourselves logged in as the administrator. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to start looking at some other programs here pretty quick. But we're going to pick that up in section 2 of this video. I want to show you one other thing. If you click on, if you go in here and you click on the Windows button here, go to all programs, you can either hover over it or click on it and it will bring this up, and then you're going to go to accessories. In accessories, there is a really cool thing. As much as I want you guys coming back to winMoJo.co for videos on how to do things, there are some great videos and tutorials that are provided free by Microsoft, and we're going to be looking at some of their tools that are on here. And it's just go up here and go to Getting Started, click on it. It's going to show you what's new in Windows 7. You go out here, there's a ton of videos about that. How to personalize Windows, which we'll be talking about a little bit in the user account. Transferring files from other computers. There's instructions on how to do that, probably a little higher level. What a home group is and how to share between your computer and other computers in your home. Choose when or when not to be notified about changes on your computer. This one we're definitely going to talk about. Windows Live Essentials tools. These are fantastic free tools that Microsoft offers as an extension to the Windows 7 environment that'll provide things like email, video editing, chat tools, and a really cool tool that allows other people to log into your machine and admin it for you from remote. So if you don't know how to do something, instead of having your son, daughter, brother, friend drive over to your house, they can literally log in from their machine right into your machine, and you can watch them do the update and learn how to back up your files. We already just showed you how to do new users, and then how to change the text size on your screen. But we'll be coming back to these. I just want you guys to know they're there. Feel free to check them out, and we'll pick the rest of this up in part 2. Again, this is winMoJo.co. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.